What good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Ghost from the trash to Electric Boogaloo. I mean, Ghost from the past, the second haunting. Had such terrifyingly good reveals, I had to wear a spooky shirt myself today in order to break down and exercise rumors going around with this and give you the hard facts of where the leaks came from, what's happening with the set, and how to make an informed decision, because FOMO, fear of missing out, is a very real thing. But this is the last day for stores to order from their distros, and I get why people are going after this in droves. These sales are actually on the level of megatons, which is alarming even for a March reprint set. I am seeing crazy numbers on my back end through my sponsors. So with it being the last day for them to put orders in, you could see a lot of deals disappear relatively quickly. Now, the cover cards that have everybody going crazy are SDK Art Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Arm Dragon, which is one of the top selling ultimate rares ever out of Astral Turbo packs. We see Dark Magician Girl. This is not the Rush Dual art. I've seen a lot of people call it that. Her pointer finger is actually extended upward, where if we see it, it's more sideways in this art. Also, the shoulder is more curved up on the Rush Dual art, so we are not receiving that, even though it seems more extended than usual. This is the classic art of Dark Magician Girl that is censored for the TCG. Then we see Cyber Dragon, which is really cool in classic art to get a ghost rare, one of the cards that has the most rarities in the game. It always felt like it was kind of missing it versus Space Typhoon and Stardust, so finally getting that is very cool. And Red Dragon Archfiend joining his signer brothers and sisters in ghost rare with his classic form for the first time. Now, there are going to be many more ghosts than that. Well, I say many, we don't really know. The set description for this is sneaky because it ups the MSRP of the set for the extra pack that they give you, still charging you $1 a card. It also says that ghost rares are twice as easy to pull, but if they just add an extra one per case, yet there's 25% more cards, is it really twice as easy to pull? So we'll have to look at future pull rates and what Konami really means by that in the future. But if it's just 2 per case, the MSRP has gone up, and so has the prices because of that. We see the best deal over at Tier 0 with free international shipping. Code What's Good 5 for 5% off, and to support the channel directly, it knocks it down to around $630, and the displays start around $76.50 and are even cheaper with the code. So if you just want a display, this is one of the best places to shop. Then we also have Gamer's Choice with it in stock at $80 per display, just a little bit more. And $699, nice, I couldn't resist, $700 per case, which is 10 different displays, so 50 total boxes, and that's a really good deal as well. And we see over at Big 3 Deals, they have the same, I think, on both displays as well as their cases. Code What's Good 5 also applies here for 5% off and to support the channel directly. My thoughts go around a lot of different places, though. We don't know how many different ghost rares there are. It could be 8, it could be 10, it could be 12, it could be 15. They've just stated that there's more ghost rares in general. So let's say it's 10. Well, each individual ghost rare is going to be about just as hard to pull as it was last year, because double the ghost but double the ratio would still make each single ghost just as hard to get. So if you're packing this product open, keep that in mind. You might want to go after the singles no matter how hype they are. But if you're just getting the display for fun, this is by far one of the best prices, and why they're up from last year is that up to $5 MSRP and extra pack inside of each. I do think, again, that this will disappear sooner than later. This is GTS distribution, so this is an official source. It's not like, oh, this was just put up and created and faked, it was fabricated, it's not on the Konami site. This is a very, very real source. It's who we saw put up the IP bundles before, so don't be spreading that misinformation. And could any of these change? The only time in history I think I remember a pack cover changing is ironically a March reprint set where Stardust Dragon disappeared from the Duelist Saga covers of the packs, but that was early from convention reveals before distributions and other places had those glams. So I think with them being here, that this is most likely real. There is always that tricky name and content subject to change over here, but with the chase cards being so focal on this, I don't think there's going to be any tricky misses. But if you do want to wait later and be informed and see what's inside of the set versus just chasing after the Ghost Rares, you're gonna be paying a premium most likely. I also want to remind you how last year went. It was almost double MSRP right out the gate. Then it's kind of chilled off, but with the second iteration of Ghosts from the Past, Sealed has started to rise again, as often does when a set gets a lineage, like how Gold Series starts spiking when the new Gold Series comes out and then develops over time even versus the singles inside. It's very well not worth it to open Ghosts from the Past 1 for the singles, yet a lot of people are still selling it sealed at a decent rate now with the second coming of this. Also, for market impact already of Ghosts from the Trash, Ghosts from the Past 2, we do see that Red Dragon Archie, and it's not really fair to call it Ghosts from the Trash 2. I think Konami has a really good opportunity to put good singles in there. March reprint sets usually hit or miss early on, but I really do think that they have like the ability to double down on certain reprints from the Megatons, Eternity Code, Rise of the Duelist, Dragoon maybe, but Ultra Rare again would be kind of lame instead of a Secret Rare. But they don't have a lot of Secret Rare side sets anymore to put that in. I do look forward to what they do with the singles, but keep in mind how that did turn out if you are trying to bust it and not just chase after a Ghost Rare and have some hopium for the singles. And it's also likely the Agent Structure deck will end up in there since the Utopia ended up in Brothers of Legend, but that's not confirmed either. All of that's rumors. So we're trying to give as much, insight as well as what could and couldn't happen versus rumors, and tell you what are maybes instead of definitelys. Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend Ghost does have one sale today, weird enough, actually causing it to be relatively more expensive, around that $115 mark per copy, and it shoots up somewhat quickly towards $145 for people who might be completing the line along with the new Red Dragon Archfiend Ghost. And we have seen that some past line Ghost Rares such as Clear and Crystal Wing can shoot up when we get a new iteration of a card. And Red Dragon Archfiend Assault Mode also is already, for first edition, around $220, with the last light play and near mints going very recently. Actually, that's an unlim that went though. Light play at $120. Wow, I remember when this was a bulk one, it would just go for $3. A lot of vendors probably hitting themselves a little on this. But yeah, I know it's been heavy on Ghosts from the Trash 2, Ghosts from the Past 2. I can't stop saying Ghosts from the Trash. It's ingrained in me. Please, Konami, actually make it really good so I can stop saying that and let go of my fear on that. That would be very, very nice. We have Tier 0 also with Gold Series. They've done a lot of restocks, and I'm used to this blue banner, meaning like they don't have something. They have complete sets, including all the gold letter rares and premium golds at $335. Code What's Good 5 for 5% off and to support the channel directly. I do know they have Black Friday deals coming. I don't know if it's site-wide again or what, but I would be paying attention to the gold singles over here, as they're very competitive and repriced on some of them, such as I believe Invocation is around $10.72, and then code What's Good 5 will knock 5% off. So for Black Friday, start looking around for deals. I know a ton of my sponsors are going to be doing that too. So yeah, also consider opportunity cost, because Black Friday deals and other sets of Brothers of Legends versus this, do consider your wallet. Don't spread yourself too thin, but also decide where you want to put that money. Now into other movement on the market, Supreme King Zark, huh? This was overprinted in Maximum Crisis. You might even recall entire cases being open where half of the secret rares were this and Ultra Poly, and it was just awful. Well, the first edition has been bought out to $21, so there's a rebate if that was happening to you. Apparently, this is due to DDD combos and having a better Zeus on board. I don't know about that one for consistency's sake, but boy, Zark going up, it's just kind of put a smile on my face, and the unlims are still around $2. They're not really shooting up all that much. DDD cards, I've noticed Copernicus has very high sales around the $6 to $7 mark, so there's solid money going into this, as a lot of people are planning to play this once Battle of Chaos comes out. Even people going, I think this is where the only money in the set is outside of collectability for the metagame, but it feels like just another build-a-board deck entering the metagame and also having its natural troubles, but it is a very strong deck overall. If I were looking at Pendulum stuff that only has one printing, Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser, as we see Odd Eye stuff on the horizon, it only has one printing, so a bit of a penny stonk that is mixed very well with a lot of Pendulum builds in the past. You might want to get that sooner than later using the TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Now, it's not all rising prices. We see Dry Titron crashing in price. Again, this is very specific for a playstyle despite being one of the top decks, and also has huge ban list fears heading into the next list as it stays competitive and very good. Nova's all the way down to around $13 with multiple copies saying buy me, buy me, buy me. Genesis Impact just can't catch a break in terms of pricing, it feels like, overall. Diviner of Herald also luckily down in price, and I've seen this played with an interesting deck over on the Dueling Book metagame, top rated Quantals. Diviner is used to summon Alphon and they just pop off. It's really freaking funny. So I was looking around at the hollowed out stuff for super quants, and it's kind of notable. A lot of this is low quantity slash has more price slash money worth than I thought. So if you have this in your bulk, it's worth picking out and maybe taking a look at how it plays. I don't think it'll take over the metagame or anything, but it's a deck just to be aware of in the Rogan. And I actually wouldn't be too surprised if it like topped a remote duel regional or something like that. But be aware, Diviner still has a ton of different uses outside of Drytron. People still want it, and with us heading towards Black Friday, this might be on a lot of people's shopping list as it's down towards one of its lowest prices ever. I was looking at sealed 2020 tins, and they've skyrocketed up despite value not really going all that much up. In fact, Red Eye's Dark Dragoon is down in price, and Xtrav is kind of tanking a little bit in terms of sales rate as we get another gold rare, although I really like the Prismatic Secret. Fusion Destiny is up though, Boral Savage is up, Masquerena will probably flounder a little here, and Apollosa has been up. So the top end is crawling up, but it doesn't really justify how the spikes are going for the set. It's kind of ridiculous. But even over on eBay, we're talking $800+ cases. It's getting wild out there. And even looking at past failed product that sat on clearance forever, the 2018 tins, one of the only non-DM era themed tins, they're headed towards like $40 a piece. This is very interesting to me also. Of course, they're bulkier than singles. You got to pay extra on shipping. But seeing this happen over the long term, it definitely makes the 2021 Megatins look like a more interesting investment long-term Diamond Hands despite the waves, as a lot of deals are going to pop up for those on Black Friday. Speed Duel Trials of the Kingdom, I didn't know this was still expensive, and a lot of the singles are quite up there. If you're a speed duelist, let me know how integral some of these are to the metagame. I know Floodgate Trap Hole is a huge name for Duel Links, and I do, not Duel Links, well, yes, Duel Links as well as Speed Duels, the IRL Duel Links. But seriously, I know this is a huge name for speed duels, and we do have the GX box coming for a huge update, so this could maybe even disappear a little further from the market, weird enough. And finally, another card you might not have known is worth money, Blackluster Soldier Super Soldier, for both of its ultra rares, since it's from the Megatins before we got changing rarities. $5 to $6. I didn't know this was up there. The wrong kind of blue Blackluster Soldier. But a lot of people like to play this deck. It did get an ultimate rare in the OCG. I forget if it actually got one here. Blackluster Soldier. Super Soldier. I feel like we got an ulti, and we did. Let's see what that's at. That could be kind of funny. We see Unlims at 30s at this point. I knew this was 20 before, but speaking about finding cards that even Market Man doesn't know is like what they're at, $35 for a first edition. So those Blackluster Soldier collectibles, they're doing pretty well for themselves. So going through all of this, I know it's a lot to take in with Ghosts from the Past and possibilities. Remember, MSRP is up, and there could be way more ghost rares than last year. We already know there will be more despite the up pull rate. Take into consideration, and don't just fall for fear of missing out despite, like, you know, it's the last day for stores to order from distro. Really see yourself, talk to yourself about how you need to spend that money versus opportunity cost and where else you can spend it. I'm not a financial advisor channel. I don't know your bankroll or what you can afford to sit on or your pack addiction and opening them up, but this is very exciting, yes, on the top end, but on the reality end, it's still going to be pretty tough to get the specific cards you want to go out and after packing them, and we don't even know the set contents to get people ripping open for extra cards outside of just the ghost rares, and how Konami will see that, because they really patted themselves on the back huge on the description here, calling it a phenomenon, a smash hit. I'm not crazy. I brought this up when Konami was talking about this in a panel, saying I think they really thought that Ghost from the Past 1 went well. It's very clear that they did, so let's see how incentivized they are to make the inside of this a little better, and what other hit reveals could be happening, or will it all be anime based? Will all the ghost rares be like maybe Odd Eyes, Access Code Talker, or could it be Ash Blossom and interesting meta cards? We will have to wait and see, but so far it seems they've gone more for the show through history. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation, and let me know your thoughts, because this is the talk of the day, and it's also where the money's going for the day right before Black Friday.